So after a few days, we are now back to the free to play account. So taking a few days off to basically sell a couple of stuff on the Grand Exchange. Weren't really bothered about playing too much, but we are back now, and as you can see, we are back to smithing. So the reason we've gone to smithing is because I don't really want to push crafting anymore. Again, I've sort of set that hard cap of level 70 in a skill before we go and try something else. So what I'm doing, because I've got a day worth of editing, recording content, other stuff as well, I thought I'd make some progress on this account, and by doing that, we are going to be smithing rune arrowheads. Now, you might ask, Mithril was doing so well, why are you not doing Mithril? Because that was so much profit. You are correct. However, what I've managed to do by releasing that video, I've kind of cut the margin on Mithril arrowheads by half, and as well, sort of opened up a bit more competition into selling those arrowheads as well. So I've kind of ruined what was a good thing in terms of that moneymaker, but that's what we do by making content, and because of that, we'll just look at something different, overcome something else, and then we'll move on from there. So at the minute, 262 is what I'm trying to sell the arrowheads for, a little bit below what we price checked as the sort of like higher margin price. So we'll see if they sell. I'm looking at buying some more green dragon hide as well, because that was a very good moneymaker. We sold them for about over 1,000 coins. So all being well, if we get those 20,000 hides, looking at about 6 mil-ish profit, which again, very, very good for how quick that is. Now on to the next bit. So in terms of levels, we are now 61 smithing and also 51 mage. So I basically did the 50,000 bones to bananas and pretty much just sat at a bank watching YouTube videos and just cracked it out. So for the 50k, we basically spent 13.6 mil, as well as sort of like maybe another mil, so about 14.6 mil. Now at the minute, bananas, for whatever reason, have an incredibly high price. I'm selling them for 5.5 each, which as you can see from this 50,000 bananas is basically going to be double the profit, and I'm going to double my money from this. So if I was to get something like 27 mil from that, and we get 11 mil from that, and then we've also got 13 mil, so we're going to be roughly about 41 mil-ish from these. And I've also got these arrowheads as well, so we do have quite a big chunk. Actually, that's 51 mil. Sorry, my maths is bad. So 13.4 here, we have 11.2, so that's going to be 24.6, and then from here, yeah, so 51-ish mil. And then the arrowheads as well, if that sells on the Grand Exchange for the kind of price it is, and if I do those green dragon hides into levers, I think we could be there, which is really, really crazy to think about. That those bananas are going to be an amazing amount of profit and quite worth doing. So what I'm going to basically be doing for the rest of today is I've got 1,000 rune bars bought, so I'm going to smith through them, and then once those are done, I'm basically going to go and put all the offers on the Grand Exchange to sell, so the mithril arrowheads, the rune, and the bananas, and then just go and do those dragon levers, and then I'm just basically going to stop the account until all those supplies have sold, because I think we might be at the bond. So rather than sort of extend the account time on this as well, I'm just going to sit and wait for stuff to sell, and then we can see where we are in terms of the cash stack. At the minute, it says 92 mil, but it's currently sort of pitting like Grand Exchange stuff way below, because the price for selling stuff is way above what it should be anyway. So yeah, that's the plan at the minute. Also as well, these items which I've been buying from Zaf Store, and basically the reason I was buying these is because when we're going to members, this is going to be our starter cash. So I was sort of thinking like it'd be like 400 or 500k. And don't get me wrong, I imagine we're going to have to take quite a bit of this price off when we go to sell them. But at the minute, our starter cash for like members is 1.1 mil. And again, this is just stuff I've just randomly bought whenever I remember to run past Zaf and pick it up as well. So that's probably still got another couple of days left, depending on how quick this stuff decides to sell. We could be at a 1.5 mil start when we get to members, which you do think doesn't sound like a lot of cash, especially in Runescape 3 these days, but that is a massive, massive start. We've also as well been lucky enough to get a treasure hunt key. Now, this new promo is weird. I do rate it to a point, but it is definitely weird. And again, I've gone for the protein bars because I think while I'm not going to use them while I'm not members, when I do become members and we have the ability to use them, we'll get 2 treasure hunter keys a day. It could be a very good way for us to train this bonus XP in smithing and also have access to even better money making. Again, going into members with basically smithing and crafting, I'm very confident we'll make a lot of money very, very quick. But I do want to go and try some things like fletching, incense sticks, and necromancy. So once I've finished those rune darts, and once I know what sort of cash we're at, then to like sort of finish this series, we can go and do those 3 methods. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I think once we finish these rune bars, I might be like 64-ish smithing, which is very nice. Again, it's really easy. It's really AFK. Flying through these sort of levels of smithing, because it's just one click. do the invo, and then with free to play, because you don't have access to the full AFK timer, you probably get like 20 in, then you just need to sort of like tap the screen, and then you can pretty much go. So for me, who's doing editing quite a lot, to have this on the main screen while I sort of edit on the laptop, so nice in terms of the setup as well. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be wrap up where we are now. So when we come back, I'll either finish the bars or stuff is sold, or it's time for us to sort of like change up and try those new money making methods. So we'll go through those as well. But really big progress, and the series is pretty much nearly there now. And just again, I know I keep doing every episode. Thank you guys so much for the support, for likes, for comments. Everything on this series has been great. It really has been nice to jump in. And like I say, multiple times through the year, this is the favourite series of the year. Like, this is the one I look forward to the most. Yes, the wrapping paper at Christmas is also very good. I do enjoy that as well. But this is the one I really, really do enjoy. I like to show you guys that you can play this game without having to spend your money. And especially nowadays, like, money is even more precious than it used to be. So if you guys want to play and get your GP and get your membership through in-game playing, now's the best time to do it. And I want to show you guys all the ways that you can do that as well. But I'm going to go in Smith, going to go edit, and yeah, we'll come back when the next big progress mark has been reached. So I have just about finished the 20,000 green dragon hides, and actually managed to get it done under about an hour. So I've used all the portable crafters which I won off Treasure Hunter the other day. And to do this 20k, I think I've only used about 9. And I'm going to have a 5-minute spare on this crafter as well. But flowing through those, and once we've checked the wealth evaluator, you'll see that we have jumped an incredible amount. So now that these are done and the evaluator is going to take the price of leather rather than the dragon hide, we are currently sat at a price of 103.5 mil. Now, this is still missing a lot of the price I'm selling stuff at the Grand Exchange, because it's selling slowly for a price much higher than mid. It doesn't account that into total price check. So what it's currently counted in is the mid price of a normal item. But things like the mithril arrowhead and also bananas, I'm selling for pretty much double the price in terms of bananas, and probably 10 times the price in terms of mithril arrowhead. So now I'm going to put these hides onto the Grand Exchange. I'm going to put them for a slightly high price. Last time I sold green dragon leather, we sold them for just over 1,000 coins. So hopefully it's going to be a similar sort of price again, so we'll make a little bit more on that. And in terms of this count, I'm going to kind of put it away for a little bit, because we're going to try and push to do this as quick as possible. I don't want to impact on the time, because in a minute I think I've got enough items to sell on the Grand Exchange to do this and get it completed with what we've currently got. So rather than extend the time of gameplay, I'm just going to go and see if we can sell for what we've got, and then come back once everything's sold. And if we need to do any other money makers to top it up, we'll go and check a couple of different things. But as you can see here, bananas at 555. We have now got past 10 mil, which again, so crazy if it's that kind of price. And the arrowheads have taken a little bit of a while to start selling, but they are starting to sell a little bit more as well. The rune arrowheads, I'm more confident we're going to sell these, so I'll put these in a bank for later. Just because of how much GP is tied into these leathers, I want to make sure we can get these sold nice and quickly. So before you do anything, what you need to do is check the margin. So we're going to go and have a quick look on what the green dragon leather is. And not only that as well, 864 is under mid and is actually quite cheap. But something like a green dragon chaps on Market Watch this week, we did spot that this was gone up. And depending on what price is, if it's gone up a lot, 3.7k for something which only requires 1,800 coins is actually pretty good, considering it can be a bit of a bank standing skill. So because these are under mid, I'm going to sit on them for a little bit longer and wait for the highs to go back up. What I am going to check though, if this is it's a point where it's quite cheap. So 834 is quite a low price. 851, I might actually stock up on a fair bit of this, because crafting the green dragon leathers, yes, we might go past that level 70 sort of threshold we've set, but it's going to be a decent flip in terms of cash, and a good way to invest our cash as well. I know we sort of said we weren't going to do too much of that, but investing cash is a good way as well to make some money with it. So I'm going to drop it down to 852, which is a little bit more than what it was, and we'll put a little offer in for 10k, and if they do buy, that might be a way for us to make some final cash, is just to make green dragon hide chaps or bodies, depending on which one sells better. And 3.7k is pretty good for chaps, but we'll see what that happens there. So like I said, I'm going to go away from this now. At absolute worst case, I'll go and finish my rune bars and just smith that. But apart from that, we are going to do nothing on this account till all these items are sold. So it might be a little bit of a while till you guys see another episode. So on that note, I am going to finish the episode for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Any likes, any suggestions you guys want me to do for the next couple of videos? Again, I only think we're going to have one video to round this series up. Drop it in the comment section below. I am going to drop a post on my community tab for a bit of a vote. Do you want this account to go into members after the bond's achieved, or do you want me to do it on a fresh, brand new account? Now, This account has 70 smithing, 70 crafting, it has ways to make money. A fresh new account of members will have to go make its own way. So let me know so I'll make sure to tag the post in the comments and go and vote to see what you guys want to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.